voice of Archie. Hey, hey, hey.
Reggie! Reggie!
Hey, what's the idea of turning off my stereo?
Hey, what's the idea of playing it so loud?
Yeah, we could hear it all the way down the block.
You don't pick up all the treble and bass if you don't play it loud.
You're gonna pick up trouble and bass if you're not careful.
Hey! Who's the one who turned off the music?
You see that wise guy? He did.
Well, thank you, Chuck. We thought our eardrums were going to burst. Reggie, you're going to hurt your hearing playing all that loud music.
Ah, baloney. Loud music never hurt anybody.
Oh, yeah? Well, lots of kids all over the country are hurting their hearing with too much loud music.
Says who?
My doctor, for one, that's who. Reggie, you better have your ears tested. Yes, they're having free hearing tests at the school.
Get my hearing tested? Don't make me laugh.
Well, poor hearing isn't exactly a laughing matter at any time. And one man who was especially aware of the importance of all aspects of sound was Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone. In addition to having his own school for the deaf, he was also professor of vocal physiology at Boston University. The Archie Gang's forebears were there in 1875 when Bell was just beginning his great work.
This is a device invented by Koenig called a manometric capsule. In this apparatus, an enclosed gas flame is made to vibrate by the action of the voice. The vibrations of the voice acting on a membrane so as to compress or expand the gas flame produce a flickering. The flame moves up and down just as many hundred times as the voice vibrates. That's all for today. Thank you.
Professor Bell, that was a very interesting lecture.
It sure was.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, by the way, Professor Bell, how's the work coming on your new form of telegraph?
New form of telegraph?
Aye, if I'm successful, I'll be able to send a great many messages simultaneously.
Sure.
I've got to get home to Salem.
Another all-night session with your invention?
I'm afraid so. See you in class.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I didn't want to say anything while he was here, but that's pretty ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
Sending all those messages at once. You know how thick that telegraph wire'd have to be?
Yeah, about as thick as your head.
Sure, even bigger. Hey!
Well, I've got to get to work over at the Williams Electric Shop. See you later, Reg.
Thick head?
My stars, Alec. How late are you going to work on that contraption of yours?
Eh? Oh, Mrs. Sanders. I think I've solved it. It's all got to do with harmonics. Now, if I strike...
Oh, Alec, you know I don't understand any of that. You'd better get some rest. Have you forgotten you're going to the Hubbards tomorrow for dinner?
Oh, no, I haven't forgotten. Now, you just go to bed. I'll be perfectly all right.
Well, all right. Good night.
Do. it! Aye, that's the answer.
Alec, what are you talking about?
The answer to my multiple telegraph.
Multiple what?
Multiple telegraph. Mr. Hubbard, sir, do you know that if I depress the forte pedal and sing do into the piano, the proper note will answer me like this? Do. And here's more. If two pianos in two different places were connected by a wire and a note was struck on one, the same note would respond on t'other.
And what value is there in that fact?
I believe, sir, that in the same way, many messages could be sent over a single wire at the same time and be picked up separately at the other end.
It sounds intriguing, but I'm afraid I still do not understand.
Well, if you have some time, sir, I'd be glad to explain it to you fully.
Ladies, if you will excuse us, Mr. Bell and I are going into my study. You know, Alec, for several years I've been dissatisfied with the way telegraphs have been going, and...
Oh, I'm so thrilled. At last, Alec has finally talked to Father about his idea. You think your father will back him? I'm sure he will. If it all works out, perhaps you and Alec can get married.
Gentlemen, this is wonderful. Mr. Hubbard and Mr. Sanders, do you realize what your backing means to this project? It means that we can have a working model built right away.
And we, of course, will handle all the patent work.
I cannot thank you enough.
By the way, where are you going to have the work done?
Charles Williams' Electrical Shop. Mr. Bell? Yes, sir? I'm Charles Williams. I've been expecting you. Won't you come into my office?
I'm telling you, Archie, this is the greatest thing ever invented.
All right, Reg. Mr. Williams, I have an inventor here. My friend Reggie.
You handle it, Archie. I'm going to be tied up with Mr. Bell.
Oh, hi, Professor. You hear about your telegraph?
That's right, Archie.
All right, Reggie. Just what is this great invention of yours?
Mantle's Mammoth Multiple Master Machine. It's a boon to the working man, an electrical marvel. It will darn socks, blacken boots, string guitars, thread needles, bind books, lick stamps, peel potatoes, remove unsightly ink stains, press pants, tighten sleeve garters, and make buttonholes. All this and much more. All right, Moose, connect this line to your power source, and I shall demonstrate. Prepare to be amazed. The Mantle Mammoth Multiple Master Machine is 99 3/4 perfected. Presto! This is the 1/4 that's not perfected.
What was that, Archie? Another MM?
That's right, Mr. Williams.
What's that?
Miserable mess. Come on, Moose, get your broom.
We build prototypes for some very strange inventions. But your multiple telegraph is a very exciting idea. I'll put my best man on it, Tom Watson. Oh, Tom Watson, meet Mr. Bell. Just call me Alec. Mr. Bell, Alec, has an exciting new invention I want you to work on with him.
Multiple telegraph, eh?
Why doesn't he give up on that dumb idea?
Mabel, when is Alec going to get here? Oh, didn't I tell you? He's not coming. He's working late again with that Mr. Watson. Still on that telegraph thing? Well, Daddy and Mr. Sanders are after him to complete it.
Moose and I are leaving now, Mr. Watson.
Fine, Archie. We'll lock up. We're going to be working late tonight.
Good night.
All right, Tom. Go over to the receiver and see if this works. Are you ready to receive?
Ready? Hold it. One of these wires must be crossed. Nothing's coming through.
Mr. Watson, I've another idea I haven't told you about that I think will surprise you.
Yes, Mr. Bell?
I have had an idea in my head for more than a year by which I am sure I will be able to talk by telegraph.
Talk?
Aye, if I can get a mechanism that will make a current of electricity vary in its intensity as the air varies in density when a sound is passing through it.
You could telegraph any sound?
Even the sound of speech.
Think of it. I can visualize it now. A talking telegraph.
I have an even better name for it. The telephone.
I don't know why I let myself get talked into stuff like this. If there's one thing I don't like, it's moving.
Well, you don't have any trouble with your mouth.
Oh, you're more fun than a rusty nail.
This way, boys.
This way, boys.
I still don't understand why Alec would want to move out of this nice place. Well, you know he's been working for months on his new invention, the telephone. I know what he calls it, but I don't know what it is. Well, that's just it. He's so close to perfecting it, he's afraid uninvited people will invade the house to steal his idea. Oh, so that's why he's moving back to Boston.
All right. Now let's get this junk moved. I got something important to do with Moose.
You do? What?
Lose you. Get it, Moose?
Come on, you two. We've got work to do.
Okay, Moose, pull her up.
Hey, Reg, what's in that crate?
Just an oak bench and some stools. Put your back to it.
It won't work, Reg.
Well, Professor Mantle to the rescue again. All right, tie the rope around your waist and jump down.
All right. Here I come. Is this how it was supposed to work? Huh?
Not quite.
Say, what are you boys doing with that crate?
We're moving it.
No, that's not mine. It stays here.
Can he stay here, too?
Thank you very much, boys, for your help.
That's all right, Professor. See you in class.
How do you like these new quarters here in Boston, Tom?
Great. Let's get to work. Alec, I think we're ready to test the new telephone transmitter.
Now, if my guess is correct, as I speak into the diaphragm, its vibrations will be transmitted through the acid and over the wire.
Well, fine. I'll go to the bedroom and pick up the receiver. Yell out when you're ready.
Mr. Watson!
Mr. Watson, come here. I want you.
Ah! I heard you, Mr. Bell. You asked me to come. What is it?
You heard me? Over the telephone?
Yes! It works! Yeah!
Oh,
it works! Wonderful!
You understand what he's going to do?
Yeah, he's gonna fall right on his face. That thing'll never work.
Reggie, this is a great moment in history. That's right. He's going to talk to a group of scientists in Boston. And that's over 14 miles away.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've explained briefly to you how the telephone works. Now, to demonstrate. Boston operator, give us the news from Washington.
This is the Boston operator. The engineers of the Boston and Maine Railroad have struck.
Hey, I can't believe it. That's wonderful. Wow.
How is the weather in Boston?
It looks like rain. How is it there with you, Mr. Bell?
Wonderful. Hey, just wonderful.
That was just the beginning of our modern telephone. Alexander Graham Bell went on to improve and modify the telephone to the worldwide communications medium it is today. And to think it all started because one man had a dedication to helping those who were hard of hearing.
Hey, Arch, I just took the hearing test, and guess what? Just a minute, Arch. Moose, turn that jukebox down, will ya? Now, what's the matter with you anyway? Don't you know that loud noises can hurt your hearing? I mean, that's the trouble with the world today. There's too much noise pollution. Yeah, you heard me. There's too much noise pollution, and it's time we stopped abusing our gift of hearing. And loud noises are also a drain on the nervous system. And another thing.
U.S. of Archie. Hey, hey, hey. U.S. of Archie. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
Isn't this the dearest old houseboat you ever saw? Oh, I have some wonderful ideas for fixing this boat up. Curtains, fresh coat of paint, and flower boxes, and...
Ah, phooey, that isn't what you need on a houseboat.
Oh, no. Well, what do you need?
Snoo.
Snoo? What's snoo?
Nothing. What's new with you? Don't you get it? Snoo. What's snoo?
I give up, Reg. What is snoo? Certainly not Reg's jokes.
And certainly not this houseboat either.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of work before we can take this old tub out.
That's just like you chickens. Where's your spirit of adventure? Where would Admiral and Bird have been if they'd been like you?
Admiral and Bird?
Yeah, the two guys who went to the North Pole.
Admiral Byrd was one guy, and he went to both poles.
Well, if you're gonna nitpick.
Come on, gang, let's not argue. The sooner we get the boat fixed up, the sooner we can take it out.
Wait a minute.
Yeah?
We're not waiting for the landlubbers. We're casting off right now.
Yeah, but Reg. Hey, we're moving.
Hey, what's going on here?
This is your captain speaking. We are cruising at 2 knots in a southwesterly direction. The weather is clear, but there is a slight turbulence ahead.
We're headed for the falls.
Ah! Ah!
As usual, Reggie's got the gang up the creek again. And would you believe it? Back in the days of Lewis and Clark, Reggie's forebear was doing the same thing.
Come back, boys! Come back! Oh, it's no use, Betty. Reggie's talked them into another one of his foolish schemes. What do they want to go exploring up the Missouri for anyway?
Why do we want to go exploring up the Missouri for anyway?
Where's your spirit of adventure?
I think I left mine on shore with the food.
What? The food?
Relax. Deadeye Mantle will bag our food with his trusty flintlock.
I left that back on shore with the food.
Oh, Moose, how can you be so stupid?
Oh, the boys forgot their provisions. They'll never survive in the wilderness unless we do something. Oh, I don't know. The poor things. What'll they do? Wait, I just remembered. Lewis and Clark. Who? You know, the expedition that the president has authorized. You're right. They're going up the river, too. We can tell them to watch out for the boys.
Men, we're all headed for a great adventure. Now, what we will accomplish will be talked about for generations to come.
What Captain Clark says is true. But let me warn you, it won't be a picnic. There will be many dangers, wild animals, bad weather, food shortages. And our biggest obstacle will be the river itself.
That's right, Captain Lewis. Now, our primary mission is to find a route to the Pacific. And even if we fail in this, we will bring back invaluable knowledge of our new land.
But we're not going to fail.
Well, man, let's be on our way to the boats.
Wouldn't you know it, it looks like rain.
Well, at least it'll keep the dust off the river.
Captain Clark! Captain Lewis! We have a great favor to ask of you.
Anything for pretty young ladies like you.
Some friends of ours started out exploring up the river, and we think they're headed for trouble.
Now, why do you say that?
Because they left without any food or provisions. And they don't even have a compass.
They're not headed for trouble. They're in trouble.
If you run across them...
Well, I understand, young lady. We'll do all we can.
All right, let's move on, Captain, before the rain starts.
I wish we could get our bearings.
Oh, I know exactly where we are.
Where?
On a sandbar. Oh, what's gonna become of us? It's all your fault.
But it was your idea, Reg. You talked us into it.
Yes, but you didn't have to listen. Besides, who was it left the provisions back on the shore?
You did.
Who asked you?
Look, Reggie, relax, will you? The rain will cause the river to rise, and we'll be off this sandbar in the morning.
Oh, listen to him. It'll just be our luck to have it stop raining.
Stop acting like such a loser.
Hey, who's acting? He's the real thing.
Go ahead, live in your dream world. We're doomed, you hear? Doomed.
Ahoy there!
Who's that?
That must be the government expedition.
We're saved! We're saved! We're saved!
A minute ago, you had us all doomed.
Huh? Oh, I had you fooled there, didn't I?
Well, boys, here are your provisions.
Let me give you boys a bit of advice on exploring.
What's that?
Don't.
Huh?
Go back home. Everybody on our expedition is an expert, and we'll have trouble enough.
Well, boys, I think Captain Lewis is right. Nobody should go into the new territory until we've blazed the trail.
You think they'll follow our advice?
Of course not.
That's just what we need. A pack of young pups following our trail.
Well, there's no way we could stop them. Let's just hope they keep out of trouble.
Well, I guess we better get back home.
Not on your buckskins.
You heard what they said. Nobody should go into the new territory until they blazed a trail.
That's right. They're blazing the trail, so why don't we just follow them?
Yeah, but they'll get mad at us.
Oh, no, they won't. They're not going to see us.
What do you mean?
We'll stay just close enough behind to follow them and just far enough back so they won't see us. There's no risk. They're all experts. They know what they're doing.
Yes, but do we?
All right, if you don't want to go down in history,
I just don't want to go down in the river.
Why don't we just follow them for a while and see how it works out?
Well, I'm game if the rest of you are.
I'm still not for it, but I'll go.
You just leave things in old Reggie's hands and see what happens.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Has any one of you figured out just how long it was that we started on this expedition?
Well, it must be 3 months at least. It was spring when we first started.
I'd say it was more like 4 months.
And Lewis and Clark still don't know we're following them.
Well, we've been pretty careful.
Well, we got our supper for tonight.
Those kids are still following us.
I agree with you, Scammon. I would have thought they'd have quit by now, too.
Deciding to camp here for the winter sure is a good idea.
York, you haven't seen any real cold weather yet?
Well, this'll do me till the real thing comes along.
The main thing is to remain on good terms with our Mandan Indian neighbors.
Right. We'll be here all winter.
Another Mandan brave is here to see us.
Why is he staring at me?
Well, you're the first black man he's ever seen.
Looks like you're the first redhead he's ever seen.
Well, you never know what's going to happen, but it's great for relations between us and the Indians.
Besides, we're not doing so badly.
I still think we ought to start back before the winter sets in.
We'd never make it. We've got to camp here for the winter.
I don't know why I let you all talk me into this. How will we survive?
The same as we always have. York.
Huh?
Oh, come on, Reggie. Admit it. We couldn't have survived a week without the provisions that Captain Clark's aide has been leaving for us.
Oh, if you're going to talk about those few measly crumbs they've left us.
Relax, Shabanyo. Your wife, Sacagawea, will pull through all right. But Sacagawea is so delicate. That's what her Indian name means, bird woman. Well, between you and Sacagawea, it looks like we got another interpreter. I knew it. Aha! A son.
One word of advice about my people, the Shoshones.
Yes, Sacagawea?
They are very suspicious.
All Indians are suspicious of strangers.
If they get any idea at all that you are soldiers, they will ambush you.
She's probably right. And a battle's the last thing we want.
Well, the best plan might be to split up.
Yes, I'll scout on ahead.
Be sure you raise every flag you can. Indians will never go to war flying flags.
All right, let's move on.
Moose, lay off that honey. That's got to last us for the trip.
Sorry, Reg.
Come on, get that stuff aboard.
This is the grandest sight I've ever beheld.
Ah, there they are. The Great Falls.
Incredible. How are we ever going to get over those?
Look, there's Lewis. I'm sure he has something figured out by now.
We've routed our road around the falls. This is the hardest part of the journey.
All right, now then, men. Push on. All right, put your backs into it. Once we're to the top of the falls, it should be easy sailing.
Wait a minute. We've come this far. We want to go all the way.
Nothing doing. Captain Lewis and Captain Clark told us to take you back with us.
Yeah, we got lots of important specimens and maps we have to take back to President Jefferson.
We're not going back, do you hear?
Yes, we want to go all the way to the Pacific.
All right, suit yourselves, but no more food.
What?
And no food?
That's right. You're strictly on your own. And nobody's going to save your hide if you get in trouble.
Good luck. You'll need it.
Wait, we just took a vote and I changed our minds.
Good thing we put the sail up. It does the work of 4 men. Sacagawea, are you sure we're on the right path?
Yes, this path leads to the home of my people.
I don't like the looks of this. We've got to get through this gorge before a mudslide hits us.
We'd never get through. We gotta go now.
Hurry, men, hurry. We gotta make it through this pass. Just a little more, men. We're almost over.
We made it! Look, there it is, Clark. The Columbia River.
It's our pathway to the Pacific.
We've done it!
Well, Lewis and Clark followed the Columbia River all the way to the Pacific Ocean. They proved that President Jefferson was right about the Louisiana Purchase. It turned out to be the biggest bargain in history. Because of Lewis and Clark's expedition, the entire West would soon be opened up for the great wave of settlers that would soon follow. Oh, and speaking of waves, I wonder if Reggie's still making them in the houseboat.
Oh, we're done for. We're going to be dashed on the rocks. Oh!
Gee, Reg, it's all my fault.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know the anchor on the long chain?
Yeah?
I accidentally kicked it overboard.
Moose, do you know what you've done? You've saved the houseboat!
Hey, you hear that, Reg?
I just pretended to be scared. I started the whole thing and all of you fell for it.
Reg, they ought to call you Mississippi.
Mississippi? Why?
'Cause you're so big at the mouth.
U.S. of Archie, hey, hey, hey.